Caddo Parish Commission, dated September 5th, 2023 at 3:30 is now called to order. Mr. Clerk, would you call the roll?
Commissioner Hopkins, Commissioner Johnson, Commissioner Jackson, Commissioner Young, Commissioner Burrell,
Here.
Commissioner Jones, Commissioner Gage Watts,
Present.
Commissioner Cothran,
Here.
Commissioner Atkins, Commissioner Chavez, Commissioner Lazarus, and Commissioner Epperson. Okay, you have 9 of 12 committee members present and 3 absent. That does constitute a quorum.
Okay, today we'll forego the invocation as well as headed at 2 of our committee meetings earlier, if it's okay. All right, Mr. Clerk.
Okay, that brings us to agenda additions. We do have 2 potential agenda additions today. If they should be on your print copy, and also if you refresh your screen if they're not in front of you. The first item is a potential agenda addition to advance authorization of letter requesting an emergency move of precinct 6, 64, and 99. These 3 precincts are in the Stoner Hill area, and they were previously located at Stoner Hill Elementary School, which is no longer available to be a voting precinct. So they are needing to be moved and have been moved to Valencia Community Center. The next item that is a potential agenda addition is a resolution that would make that move permanent. So the letter is your temporary solution, and the following resolution, which is number 47 of 2023, a resolution to relocate the polling places for precincts 6, 64, and 99 from E.B. Williams Stoner Hill Elementary School at 2127 C.E. Galloway Boulevard in Shreveport, Louisiana, to Valencia Park Community Center at 1800 Viking Drive, Shreveport, Louisiana, and otherwise providing with respect thereto. Those are a short-term and a long-term solution to the same problem.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Chavez and a second by Commissioner Gage Watts. Commissioner Chavez? Okay. Commissioner Watts, you have any comment?
No, sir.
Okay,
Take a motion.
all right, well, we can vote on it.
Would now be appropriate to open a public hearing?
Oh, public hearing, I'm sorry. Public hearing is now open. Anyone who wants to voice their concerns for or against can come forward at this time. Seeing none, the public hearing is closed. Mr.
Okay.
Clerk?
And now I believe it is appropriate you can vote
All right,
for the expansion of the agenda to include item 4.1 and 4.2.
okay, a motion by Commissioner Chavez and seconded by Commissioner Gage Watts. Please vote.
And that motion passes with 9 in support, none in opposition. That brings us to the next section on your agenda, which is citizens' comments. I believe, unless I overlooked something as I was turning the page. And citizens who wish to address the commission on any issue other than zoning are asked to fill out a comment card located in the chamber foyer and return that to the president or myself. Individual comments are limited to 3 minutes. And at this time, I have not received any requests.
Okay, if there's no citizen for comments, we go to the next one, Mr. Clerk.
Okay, that brings us to visitors. We have no scheduled visitors today. We do have some scheduled potentially for Thursday, but we have no visitors scheduled today, so we can move forward to reports, where the first item is the administrator report, and you do have a report attached, and I believe the administration has a presentation plan.
Madam Administrator.
Yes, good afternoon, commissioners. We would just like to remind you that we have our first budget retreat tomorrow at 9 o'clock at the SWEPCO Center. Looking forward to presenting to you all the information we have so far regarding the 2024 budget. Also, we'll have a dedication for the Ernestine Thompson Hall. Caddo Community Action Agency is coordinating that event, and we have that Friday, September 8th at 10 o'clock. Also want to give you the numbers for detention. We have 18 in detention. 6 of those are OJJ, 5 are 17-year-olds. At the CCC, there are currently 21 youth there, and we have 623 juveniles on probation. That concludes the administration report, and I'll take any questions at this time.
Commissioners, are there, are there any questions for the administration? Commissioner Chavez.
Thank you, President. Director Bryant, you said there's 21 17-year-olds at CCC right now?
There are 21 juveniles. I'm not sure of the age, but
They awaiting trial?
they should be. I'm not sure. I'll let Mr. Randall answer that question for me.
Okay, Commissioner Young.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Randall, could I ask you also a question? The last probation figure that I remember was maybe 587. Now we have 623. Can you tell us what might be accounting for that spike?
So they're updated on a monthly basis, and of course, since that time, we have the number, what you're seeing in that number is kind of the way what is taking place in some of the March. Those cases are just kind of on consistent.
Okay, I see.
So you will know perhaps even.
Is the Commissioner Atkins wants to know if you expect the wave to go down?
Is it a
No.
sinusoidal? I mean, does it vary seasonally?
It has been increasing, right?
Yes, the numbers on probation, frankly, I would anticipate we have this discussion a month from now.
Right, so that's one of the reasons we started giving you all those figures. Wanted you to see that the caseload for probation is steadily increasing, which is creating a burden on the system. And so that's one of our goals. Hopefully, if we are successful in achieving additional dollars in this area, that we can hire additional staff to address that caseload.
Thank you. That's all, Mr. President.
623. That was up from 570.
Are there any other questions for the administration? Thank you, Mr. Randall.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Clerk.
Okay, that brings us to commission remarks, communiques, reports, and other items related to the work session agenda.
Okay. Commission remarks. There any remarks from the commission?
Yeah, I have one, Mr. President.
Okay. Commissioner Gage Watts.
Thank you, Mr. President. Today, the Appropriations Committee met to discuss the organizations who have requested funding. We discussed the scoring metrics, and we will reconvene on next Tuesday at 11 a.m. Is that correct? You can't hear me? No sound.
There we go.
Okay. So I'll start over.
Please.
All right. Today, the Appropriations Committee met to discuss the organizations who has requested funding. We discussed the scoring and metrics process. We will reconvene on next Tuesday at 11 a.m.
Anyone else? Mr. Clerk.
Okay, that brings us to the president's report.
I have none at this time.
Okay, that brings us to old business today, where we have one item. And this is an item that was postponed to this portion of your agenda during a previous work session on August 14th. And this is to consider the advancing of the introduction of ordinance number 6348 of 2023. This is an ordinance to amend Volume 2 of the Code of Ordinances of the Parish of Caddo as amended, the Caddo Parish Unified Development Code, by amending the zoning of property located at the northwest corner of Wells Island Road and Mallet Drive in Caddo Parish, Louisiana, from R17 Single Family Residential Zoning District to I2 Heavy Industrial Zoning District, and otherwise provide with respect thereto. This
Okay,
item is in District 3.
I have a motion by Commissioner Hopkins, second by Commissioner Lazarus. Commissioner Hopkins?
Yeah, Commissioner Jackson asked me to move this forward for introduction.
Sorry about that.
It's in his district.
Okay. Okay, if there's no other comments, we can vote. You said postpone?
No, to move for introduction.
Okay. All right, been motion and second. We can vote.
Okay, and that motion carries with 9 in support, none in opposition, and 3 absent. That brings us down to new business, where the first item today, you have a number of items under new business. The first item is advancing the introduction of ordinance 6354 in relation to a parish zoning case 23-25-P. That's an ordinance to amend Volume 2 of the Code of Ordinances of the Parish of Caddo as amended, the Caddo Parish Unified Development Code, by amending the zoning of property located on the east side of Devereaux Road, approximately 796 feet north of Pine Hill Road, Caddo Parish, Louisiana, from R17 Single Family Residential District to RTH Townhouse Residential District, and otherwise providing with respect thereto. This item is in District 2.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Epperson, second by Commissioner Lazarus. Commissioner Epperson, do you have anything to say? Okay, let's vote.
All right, and that motion carries with 8 in support, none in opposition. The next item that we have to consider is advancing Resolution 42 of 2023. That's a resolution to provide an annual certification to the State of Louisiana Department of Transportation and Development in accordance with the Off-System Bridge Replacement Program and otherwise provide with respect thereto.
Moved by Commissioner Hopkins, second by Commissioner Lazarus. Commissioner Hopkins, do you wish to speak about this?
This is just an annual resolution to certify the state of Louisiana Department of Transportation off-system bridge replacement. It's something we do every year. So
All right, let's vote.
Okay, I just had a quick question.
Oh,
I know-
Commissioner Gage Watts.
Thank you. I know this is something that we do annually, but I would like to hear from Public Works just for the public knowledge of what we're actually moving forward.
Yes, ma'am. I mean, this is an annual certification for us participating in all of this program.
Tim, if you could turn your mic on, just hit the button. Thank you.
So this is a program that we are in, like the off-system program. And like we get federal funds, matching funds, it used to be every year, but it's tightened up. But now there's another round coming through. And then so they just require us to do certain things like post the bridges. We have to keep up with the inventory. We have to do our 6-month inspections. So there's criteria that we do to be able to participate to get, a lot of money for our bridges. So,
Okay, so you said federal funding
yes.
dollars will be matched to
Yeah,
parish dollars.
they get like, it's like 80% funded. So we've done, since I've been here, we've done probably 50+ bridges under this program.
Thank you.
All right.
That's it, Mr. President.
Okay, there's no one else. It's been a motion by Commissioner Hopkins and second by Commissioner Lazarus to move this forward. You can vote.
And that motion carries with 10 in support, none in opposition. That brings us now to consideration of advancing Resolution 43 of 2023. That is a resolution to authorize the addition of the 2DA or IDA Missionary Road. I'm sorry, it is IDA Missionary Road Baptist Church Missionary Road Bridge into the Federal Off-System Bridge Rehabilitation and Replacement Program, and otherwise providing with respect thereto. That is from Public Works as well, and it's an additional request in addition to the one that you just considered.
Okay. All right, a motion by Commissioner Atkins and second by Commissioner Gage Watts. Commissioner Atkins?
Thank you, Mr. President.
I was just following up on a similar issue related to what Mr. Weaver was just informing us. I think it's fine to push this forward for approval on Thursday.
Okay, Commissioner Johnson.
Yeah, I just got one question. I was just reading.
Okay.
This particular bridge is picked because it's one of our last posted bridges at a 1015. Secondary, that the state has appropriated funds throughout the year for actual program replacement programs as off system bridge. And that right now we're sitting at $1.3 million available. And this is the only structure of all of our structures that fall within that category. Either we pick it and actually put this project to be replaced, or we don't get to pick a structure at all for replacement. So I figured we'll take our lowest, worst bridge that we have, and it fits the funding model, and we're going to go and ask for it to be added to the list. Outside of that, we wouldn't be able to put a structure on the list. No, sir. It's an average bridge built in 1976. It's 3 spans, estimated about a $800,000 replacement. Everything else is larger, and we just wouldn't be able to program anything if we pick something different.
Okay, no other comments. Let's vote.
That motion carries with 10 in support, none in opposition. That brings us now to the resolution 44 of 2023. That's a resolution to authorize the Caddo Parish Administrator to approve the assignment bill of sale and conveyance of state agency leases 19738 and 19739 from BPX Operating Company to Chesapeake, Louisiana, LP, and otherwise provide with respect thereto.
Okay, there's a motion by Commissioner Johnson, second by Commissioner Atkins. Commissioner Johnson. Okay, Commissioner Atkins. Okay, let's vote.
That passes with 10 in support, none in opposition. And that brings us now to advancing the consideration of advancing Resolution 44 of 2023. That's a resolution to authorize the Caddo Parish Administrator to approve the assignment. Oh, I'm sorry. I just read that one. That is the one that we just did. I'm on the wrong one. That's advancing Resolution 45 of 2023. Resolution ordering and calling a special election to be held to fill the vacancy in the term of Caddo Parish Commissioner District 6 for the unexpired term thereof, to set the date thereof and other pertinent matters, and otherwise provide with respect thereto. This is to fill the vacancy left in a special election to be held in the spring of next year.
Okay, I don't see a motion yet. Motion by Commissioner Young, second by Commissioner Gage Watts. Commissioner Young. Commissioner Johnson.
There a timeline on this?
Do you mean like, I'm sorry.
So basically, this term goes until the first week of January. Somewhere around that.
That is correct. The vacancy actually occurs after that term is over. Qualifying, I believe, is in December. The primary is in March. Any runoff will be in April.
All right, so to put it on the ballot, when is that time?
It will be on the March election. Whatever you,
I know it's gonna be on the March, but I'm saying to be able to say that we voted to say it's gonna be on the ballot now.
Thursday. Y'all are moving it forward to Thursday. That is correct.
It's Thursday to deadline.
Yes. Well, yes, if I'm not mistaken.
I
I'd
think
have to
you're
go
right.
back and look at the letter, but we did have communication from the Secretary of State. And if we do not put it on the ballot, then the governor will.
Governor.
So if the governor puts it on the ballot, the state don't pay for it?
No.
I don't think if you don't put it on the ballot, something that he pay for. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that people are aware of why we're doing
Correct, and
it.
It-
I'm trying to do it ahead of the term. I don't want people to think that we're doing this for this particular term. It's for the next term.
it is for the next term, and I was able to pull up our letter from the Secretary of State, and so the deadline is September 7th.
That's all I have.
As a clarification, the person who's in the seat will serve until the 1st of January. The election is not until March. Is that
Correct.
correct? So we have to appoint an interim between that time, I assume.
Correct.
All righty then, Commissioner Atkins.
Thank you, Mr. President, you clarified my question.
Okay. All righty then, we can vote.
And just to be further clear, the commission that would be installed on the 8th of January is who would make the appointment for the interim appointee to hold that until the special election can take place in March.
Restate that.
So this commission body that's seated right now will complete your terms on January 7th. The new one will be sworn in. And it is that new body that will make the appointment for the person that will hold this seat between the end of the current office holder's term and the special election.
Okay, the new body.
Right.
Okay. All right. Any other questions? If not, we can vote.
Okay, that motion carries with 10 in support, none in opposition. That brings us now to the consideration of resolution number 46 of 2023. That's a resolution to relocate the polling place for precinct 127 from LSU Pecan Station to 10300 Harts Island Road, Shreveport, Louisiana, to Caddo Parish Port Commission at 6000 Doug Attaway Boulevard in Shreveport, Louisiana, and otherwise provide with respect thereto.
Okay, there's a motion by Commissioner Chavez and second by Commissioner Gage Watts. Commissioner Chavez? Commissioner Gage Watts?
No, thank you.
Let's vote.
That motion passes with 10 in support, none in opposition. And that brings us now, it would be appropriate at this point to take up the expanded item on your agenda, resolution number 47, which is to, if you'd like me to read the title again, that's the one that we added at the beginning of the meeting. It is a resolution to relocate the polling place for precinct 6, 64, and 99 from E.B. Williams Stoner Hill Elementary School at 2127 C.E. Galloway Boulevard in Shreveport, Louisiana, to Valencia Park Community Center at 1800 Viking Drive in Shreveport, Louisiana, and otherwise provide with respect thereto.
Okay, somebody playing with my machine. Motion by Commissioner Gage Watts and second by Commissioner Carlton. Commissioner Gage Watts?
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to move to englobo the two added agenda items, moving the precinct locations, advanced resolution 42. I'm sorry. Advanced resolution, it doesn't have a number. The special resolution declaring September as National Sickle Cell Awareness Month,
This item number
11.7.
11.7.
Item 11.8, the special resolution declaring November as National Family Caregivers Month. 11.9, advanced special resolution recognizing World Long Drive Champion Jack Smith. And 11.10, 11.11.
Okay. that's
Did you want to include the
11.12 also.
11.12, which y'all adopted the resolution and this letter, and the item after that would be the companion pieces to the two precinct moves.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, that would be down to 11.12. Okay,
And also including the agenda expansion items, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
And also add me as a co-sponsor to 1111 for the Norwella Council.
Yes, ma'am.
okay. There's a motion by Commissioner Gage White, seconded by Commissioner Carlton, Commissioner Johnson.
Would you like me to restate the whole batch of items that are? Yeah, it's 3 precincts that are located in, that were previously located at Stoner Hill Elementary that are being proposed to be moved to Valencia because Stoner Hill Elementary is no longer open.
Oh, okay, for clarification, Mr. Clerk, would you restate those?
I will. So if I think it would be best for clarity if I restate the whole thing. Is that okay?
That'll be fine.
Okay, what you're considering is to englobo and advance Resolution 47, which is the resolution that was from your agenda expansion. It's listed as 4.2 on your agenda in front of you. And then the special resolution item declaring National Sickle Cell Awareness Month, a special resolution declaring November as National Family Caregivers Month, a special resolution recognizing the World Long Drive Champion Jack Smith, advancing a special resolution declaring Hispanic Heritage Month, advancing the presentation of a special resolution to for the 100th anniversary of the Boy Scouts Norwella Council, advancing the authorization of a letter requesting an emergency move of precinct 127, advancing the authorization of a letter requesting an emergency move of precincts 64, 99, and 6. The advancing of an appointment to the Sewerage District Number 7, appointing Georgia Blow to fill the unexpired term of Bob Bass. And then advancing the reappointment of Stephen Barris to the Sewer District Number 2. Advancing a visit from the United Way's Rashida Dawson to present the latest Alice report. And I believe that's the entirety of the items.
Okay. All right. No other comment? We can vote. Ms. Clerk, no other comment? We can vote.
Okay, you should be able to vote.
1113 wasn't included, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, just making sure I'm looking at all of the numbers here.
Okay, that motion carries with 10 in support, none in opposition. And so then that will bring us back to the item, the next item that wasn't included in the Aglobo in advance, and that is to advance the appointment to the Industrial Development Board. Prior to the time that this agenda was published, I did receive another request to add a name, and I just forgot to add it. And that name is Tamisha Lane. So just to let you know, the item that you have on there is to advance an appointment to the Industrial Development Board. One of the subheadings there is a nominee of John Lorick. There should also be another subheading mentioning Tamisha Lane. So that's just an omission on my behalf.
Yes. To advance it.
Okay. It appears that we do have another person that is nominated, I guess, for that, or suggested for that position. And the name is what again, Ms. Lane?
Tamisha Lane.
Tamisha Lane.
And per your policy, we will include a resume of Ms. Lane for the Thursday agenda. I've not received it yet, but I will. I expect to receive it, and it'll be attached
This is
for
just
Thursday.
the advancement of it. We have a motion by Commissioner Atkins, second by Commissioner Todd Hopkins. Commissioner Atkins,
I can't speak to Ms. Lang, but I would like to speak on behalf of District 9 resident, John Lorick. He's a RE/MAX real estate agent, very accomplished in his field, experienced businessman would add real value to the Industrial Development Board. I hope that you all will consider his nomination on Thursday. Thank you.
Okay, Commissioner Hopkins, you have any? Okay, we can vote.
And that motion carries with 10 in support, none in opposition. That brings us now to advancing the Tax Board of Review presentation from Assessor Charles Hennington. And this is his annual time for him to come and tell you about the appeals that he has received. Should you have appeals that need to be heard by the Tax Board of Appeals, that would be held in a special meeting on the 13th.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Young, second by Commissioner Gage Watts. Commissioner Young, Commissioner Gage Watts.
Has the time been set for the special meeting on the 13th?
Yes, ma'am, it's at 11:30.
Forgetting to turn the mic on.
Um,
Okay, at 11:30?
11:30 on September 13th is the proposed time for that meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other comments? Not? Let's vote.
And that motion carries with 10 in support. That brings us now to advancing the authorization of commissioner travel to the Keep Louisiana Beautiful Conference. This is a conference that we had requests from a few members of the commission to attend this. And per your policy for travel, you have some conferences that the commissioners are able to attend without prior approval. But this is not one of those, so it would need to be considered.
Okay, I know that information was sent to me and I sent it out to see if anyone would like to attend. So I think we may have, I don't know who all agreed. I think Commissioner Chavez, I know he was interested. Motion by Commissioner Chavez, seconded by Commissioner Young. Commissioner Chavez.
Thank you, President. Commissioners, the Shreveport Green representative sent this over to me, and she asked that we would be interested after reading about it. I think it'd be advantageous for a couple of us to go down there. I asked Director Bryant if maybe she could send a representative from the administration. It's just a one day. It's down in Baton Rouge. They're going to have national best practices of recycling, litter abatement, and how to really clean up some neighborhoods. And if we drive around enough in Shreveport and Caddo Parish, we definitely need that here. So I'd like to go. I talked to my Southern Hills Business Association and the Homeowner Association, and the reps of both of those are going to go down there. We're going to see, obviously, in Southern Hills, we have a big litter cleanup, but I would love if anybody else would like to go down there for the one day and see what we can bring back to Caddo Parish. Thanks, President.
Okay, Commissioner Johnson.
Yeah, I was going to ask what is the purpose of this particular conference, but I'm looking it up. I mean, just to learn how to pick up trash, you know, we can do that easily with bending over and picking it up. I do see some other subjects that they're going to be talking about, but I'd never hamper someone from trying to go somewhere and learn how to bring back some other tactics and ideals that would help our area. I can remember when we had to basically fight to go outside of Caddo Parish, but it has helped us out and it's helped me tremendously over my past 12 years of learning different things, what other commissioners are doing in other counties. So I will be supporting this, but I just wanted to see exactly what they was going to be talking about other than just bending over and putting trash in a bag. Thank you.
Maybe this conference, well, undoubtedly the other conferences didn't work because we do have a trashy city to some extent. So maybe this will have something new. Commissioner Gage Watts.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's kind of hard to follow President Lyndon B. Johnson behind that. But this is a great conference. I also received the information from Donna about attending. I had the opportunity to attend one here that was in Shreveport a few months ago. So there is a lot of information that you will gain from this conference that I do think that can be implemented in Caddo. So I'm glad that we have two representatives who are able to attend if we support this to move it forward. Of course, I do believe that, as Commissioner Johnson stated, that we have to go outside of this area so that we can develop more for our citizens here. And how can we learn sitting around this horseshoe? So if we don't get out and expand our minds on how we can improve things, we won't know them. So I am in support of this. Thank you.
Okay, Commissioner Atkins.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm supportive of sending a reasonable delegation to Baton Rouge to see what we can learn down there. We certainly do have trash and waste issues here that we need to address. And it's true that I have historically been a bit of a travel curmudgeon and have
A what?
have resisted sending too many people to too many conferences. But I always think there's value in learning from others, and I've always been supportive of sending a couple people up from our body to learn and bring knowledge back. So I think sending a couple of people to Baton Rouge to understand these programs would be helpful. So thank you, Mr. President.
Well, the way you're talking, Mr. Commissioner, you might want to go yourself.
No, I'm not going
You ain't going to, okay. All right, there's been a motion by Commissioner Chavez, seconded by Commissioner Young. We can vote.
Okay, and that item advances to the agenda with 10 in support, none in opposition. That brings us now to communiques and committee reports.
Commissioner Johnson.
Yeah, just letting everyone know that Thursday at 2 p.m., we will have an economic development meeting. You should get some information in your emails between now and then so that you can be prepared for the meeting on Thursday. Because I want it to be a fast-paced meeting. Shouldn't take long. I think it's only about 12 entities we'll be looking at. So, and I have the budget already, so we'll be working on making sure that everything fits within the budget.
Okay, Administrator Bryant.
Yes, sir. Commissioners, when I failed to mention during my administration report, we also have a grand reopening for the Robert G. Lofton Park this Friday also from 6 to 7:30. So I wanted to make you aware of that also. Thank you.
Could you tell us the location of that park, please?
Yes, it's 9272 Stratmore Drive. It's in West Shreveport. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Atkins.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just to comment on LBJ's reference to the Economic Development Committee meeting. I applaud his efforts to always stay within budget. That's very important to me. So thank you for working on that. And I wanted to just make a general announcement to make sure that all interested parties knew or know that the Natural Resources Committee's legislation regarding the new noise ordinance is actually on the consent agenda for discussion Thursday. I just want to make sure that all interested parties were aware of that. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Commissioner Atkins. Thank you. So that's all the people on communiques. Commissioner Cothran, would you like to speak?
Yes, I'm going to stand and hopefully everyone can hear me. So, I don't have to stand. First, I would like to say to this entire body, seated around this horseshoe and a couple that's not here,
I thank each and every one of you all for this opportunity to have served for the last 8 months. I have learned a lot. I have learned a lot about government. I've learned a lot about each and every one of you on an individual basis as well. And I would share going forward. Some people were asking, possibly if they're listening or looking right now, what is he talking about? I chose not to run for the unexpired term, which would have taken me until October election, because what was going on is that I would have been on two separate ballots, one in District 8 and one in District 10. And my preference is to run for District 10 for the next 4 years. And as a result of that, I chose to withdraw from District 8. Having said that, I would just like to thank each and every employee that I have touched, from those sheriffs out there to the CEO, to the legal, everyone here. It has been phenomenal for me to actually have this experience. And the one thing I would say in closing, I wish every citizen had an opportunity to sit in this chair for several reasons. Not only the knowledge that you learn, but to see the time and the tasks that each and every member on this commission puts in. The time is just not 4 meetings a month. There's a lot of time that goes into this. And the one thing I will share with you all, I had no idea that I would be attending as many meetings as I have. And I had no idea some of the locations of places in this city as well. So I thank you for that. Prayerfully, if God wants it to happen, I will see you in January in one of these seats. But if not, the one thing I have learned, because he have ordered my steps throughout my life, and that simply means he has something else for me to do. So once again, I thank each and every one of you all on the individual and collective basis. And I thank those have supported me, not only here through the Horseshoe, but family members, my fiance, and others as well. Thank you very much. One more thing I forgot to say. And Grace Ann, anything I can do to assist you, please, please, please. That coffee you've been talking about for quite some time, we have to do that now. Thank you.
Okay, that's everyone for communication. Now I'd like to invite Grace Ann Blake to the podium.
I, Grace Ann Blake,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution,
and laws of the United States
the laws of the United States,
and the Constitution and laws
and the Constitution and laws
of this state,
of this state,
and that I will faithfully and impartially
and that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform
discharge and perform
all the duties incumbent on me
all of the duties incumbent upon me
as Parish Commission Member, District 8,
as Parish Commissioner, District 8,
according to the best of my ability and understanding,
according to the best of my ability and understanding.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Ms. Blake, you want to stay up there a second? Would be fine. He's made it. Well, Ms. Blake, all I can say is welcome to all the joys and the heartbreaks that goes along with this job sometimes. Mostly joy.
Thank you so much.
Turn that one on.
Thank you so much. I want to thank everyone that's here. This is something that I am so honored to be a part of, to sit up here with everybody. I've been a champion, a cheerleader, and an advocate for Caddo Parish my whole life. So I really take this so seriously, with all of my heart, and will work with everyone here to move Caddo Parish forward. Thank you so much.
All right, any comments from the dais, horseshoe? Now we move on. Oh, okay, Commissioner Atkins.
Thank you, Mr. President. Grace Ann, I just wanted to welcome you to the team. We're glad to have you on board, and we look forward to working with you moving forward. So welcome.
Okay,
Before you adjourn, I did want to just, Commissioner Atkins, thank you for mentioning it, but there are a few items on your consent agenda that you maybe haven't seen as recently as, so I know you always take a look at them, but I just want to remind everybody, take a look at your consent agenda to make sure you don't have any questions before the Thursday meeting.
okay, at this time, could I get a motion? Motion to adjourn? Just in time. You're welcome.